Well, Pennsylvania is the Keystone State, but did you know it is also a skee-ball state?
Yeah, skee-ball, that old-fashioned arcade game invented in Philadelphia, now being played to perfection in our own backyard, even in this age of Angry Birds, Call of Duty, and Candy Crush.
Here's CBS 21 Sports Director Jason Bristol.
When life throws you a curve.
Nope.
So how are we going to do a skee-ball story without any skee-ball machines? It's good to know people who can throw one back. Thankfully, we figure out, whoa, what'd you do? How to get this old machine up and running. And then,
I've played
Aaron Ray
pretty much my whole life.
Is off and throwing.
And then one year at the beach, I saw the sign that said World Championships. And I said, I think I can win that.
Here's how one man's incredible skee-ball skill rolls into one remarkable skee-ball story. It's why we've come to this antiques gallery, so Aaron can show us his superstar form, using one of those machines he grew up on.
I knew pretty early on that when it came to athletics, the gym teacher would always call me the rally killer. So,
well, Mr. Teacher, Aaron's gone from killer to filler, pouring in so many 40s, 50s, and 100s that last summer in Wildwood, New Jersey, he won the title of skee-ball world champion. Yes, world champion. So when you go to this world championship, you have no idea about the competition, right?
not really.
Imagine Aaron's surprise then when he discovered something almost unbelievable. The former world champion,
But yeah, it's definitely strange, I think.
lives in the same area code.
Basically neighbors with me. I thought that was kind of cool.
Joe Wolf has 2 world titles. Now he's friendly competition.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool though. You know, we could say Pennsylvania, we roll hard.
And that may be skee-ball's old-fashioned charm, that once the machine turns on, you can play with anyone.
You know, I can still play it with my kids and I can play it with my parents. So it's kind of a timeless game.
Tonight, what's there to be thankful for when you think you've lost everything? A small business in Dauphin County now has an answer, 6 months after a fire nearly destroyed a dream. Inside this building, a Thanksgiving story begins with carving. How Richie Schwartz ended up here, next to that big machine, and his 2 business partners, is a mixture of wood and fire, sweat,
First one I made
and tears.
took me 8 hours.
And now at DS Wood Bats, for every baseball bat that's finished, there's a barrel of blessings.
We actually took this as an opportunity to make ourselves better and to make everything better. And I think we're well on our way to doing that.
These guys make about 3 to 4 dozen bats a day. It's not as many as they'd like, but when you consider where they've come from, some is better than none.
I just remember the whole time I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, please, please let this not be the shop.
The old shop is now an empty lot.
There was no stopping it.
Richie, his brother Ryan,
I didn't know what to think.
and their friend and coworker Greg
Just remember that drive.
remember a fire last June like it was yesterday.
One of the worst days of my life, definitely.
Faulty wiring, they say, was the cause.
At that point in time, it was all just gone.
And the effect?
Honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen with my life.
But then, almost immediately,
That night, I had texts
the blessings
from our pro guys.
started coming out of the woodwork.
I still get people asking, is there anything more that I can do? Is there any...
Friends raising money.
I'm so thankful for good people.
Insurance covering a larger, better building, which will help double production. But the biggest blessing, they now realize, is it all could have been a lot worse.
With nobody in that building, it's just stuff. You know what? I'm going to have to deal with it, but I'd rather have me deal with it than somebody else have to deal with something more serious.
Yes, during Thanksgiving, most people count their blessings around a bird. But here, it's with bats. And here's how Harmony, Harrisburg, and Beyonce has become a forgotten part of Super Bowl history. He's still got it. Or does he? Whether Jamie Thomas can still carry a tune is up for debate.
You're right.
But most importantly, he's able to hold that trophy of a Super Bowl champion. Is this on your resume? It should be. Super Bowl Idol champion.
I can't look at this trophy without laughing. Just, you know, the whole day.
That day, Media Day, 2010. And Jamie, a rookie practice squad lineman for the Indianapolis Colts, had no choice but to take part.
Especially with me being one of the younger guys, the older guys were like, yeah, this is who you want.
In a Super Bowl singing competition, judged by American Idol contestant Kimberly Caldwell and hosted by the TV show Entertainment Tonight.
Brilliant.
And the song Jamie had to sing?
All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Single Ladies by Beyonce.
So I was just like, oh, are you serious?
Seriously? Jamie Thomas singing?
I was the same thing.
Jeff Wechter was Jamie's coach at Bishop McDevitt.
Even though Jamie joked around and just had a great time here, I've never heard him sing.
Yet, after the final Colt croon and the last New Orleans Saint sung, it was the melody of a 6'4", 330-pound man that won over.
She ran and found me.
Kimberly Caldwell.
You won. You're the best. You know, you were the best. Your energy, your smile, we loved you.
Unfortunately, 5 days later, the Colts lost to the Saints, 31-17.
You know, I laughed because I got home and, you know, even my mom would joke a little bit, well, at least you came home with a trophy.
But it's not just any trophy. Jamie Thomas is, and may always be, the NFL's only Super Bowl Idol overall champion. Whether he's still got it or not.
Should we ask him to sing? You can't sing that now anymore. Do you remember the words or?
All the single ladies. We're going to stop right there.
Fastest human on the planet, but he'll even have trouble keeping up with a former Olympian now in Shippensburg. CBS 21 sports director Jason Bristol discovered he runs like no one else, year after year, mile after mile.
227, 228.
Eventually, Father Time catches up with everyone. But he's in for some race against Steve Spence.
There he is, doing some final strides before we get started here.
A coach at Shippensburg University who's been running his own personal marathon.
This was the first year where I went to the line and I wasn't 100% confident that I was going to make it.
Did you have any doubts that he wouldn't be able to do it?
I didn't have any doubts. I knew he was.
Cole Nisley on the bike there not only recorded but narrated another of Steve's incredible feats.
Finishing strong.
A week ago, Steve running a mile in less than 5 minutes.
Unofficially, 4 minutes, 54 seconds.
4:55 to be exact. And doing it at the age of 53.
It's a challenge.
And even more astonishing,
There it is.
that's 40 years in a row.
From what I know, I think it may be the longest streak in the U.S.
Running sub 5 minutes in the mile, it's not something you can train for. You know, you can't train for 2 weeks and then go out and do that.
Which makes you wonder, how much longer can Steve Spence keep up this pace?
Yes, Steve ran his first sub 5-minute mile when he was 14. The year? 1976. Our president was Gerald Ford. On the radio, Olivia Newton-John, and the #1 rated show on CBS was All in the Family.
Just the lifestyle of fitness.
His best time in the mile? A 3:59 in the early 80s. And his last time?
I am concerned, about 2018.
Steve's not sure.
I'm going to be 55.
Since this past year, he was dealing with some minor injuries.
Here we go for the close.
But by now, Father Time should know.
100 meters left.
Much like the old Steve Spence, never count out an older Steve Spence.
Maybe I can start a streak where I can run sub 5:10 and keep going.
Nice work.
Well, what does a chiropractor, the Super Bowl, and a football team from Hummelstown now have to do with the Big 33? We put them together. CBS 21 Sports Director Jason Bristol has, and you should have a first in the 58-year history of this high school classic.
Everybody got this?
In this sport, names and numbers are everywhere.
Pass up the middle.
Yet we still found this football player with a one-of-a-kind backstory. It begins at this chiropractor's office in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, where Dr. Jack Dalbin remains one of the best in his field. This after crisscrossing fields in the 1970s as a speedy wide receiver for the Denver Broncos.
Did you ever think your youngest would be playing football?
No, I never did. In fact, I wasn't really thrilled at the idea.
Idea? It's more like a dream come true.
When that ball goes, you go.
For Christian Dalbin.
Thank you, God, for letting this happen. Like, the experience
Jack's
is just incredible.
Daughter.
Especially that I never thought I'd be able to have the opportunity.
After tackling gymnastics, track and field, even the Air Force, Christian is now lining up for a team called the Keystone Assault.
How you feeling, Noon?
Likely the first and only woman playing organized football whose dad appeared in both the Big 33 game and the Super Bowl.
I frequently hear your spitting image of your father, which I'm okay with.
With her speed and strength, when Christian showed up at a team tryout,
and I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
The coaches couldn't believe their eyes.
How so?
She was just a natural.
Her dad calls her
The greatest athlete that I've ever been around. There's nothing.
The greatest athlete?
Yeah, I mean, pure athlete.
Around here, she goes by Guns, because of the arms.
Pass complete to Guns.
Scoring touchdowns.
Touchdown.
Playing dad's position, wearing his number.
Run to the outside by Guns.
Still, the most surprising part of Christian Dalbin's backstory.
It's in a stadium. It's
all this actually was a dream.
And I take off and I run for the touchdown.
And this is a dream.
It's been, it's a recurring dream I've had frequently since I've been little.
She's always been one to accept a challenge, and I didn't know she had a passion for football.
Jack's obviously changed his mind about Christian playing.
She had her Air Force commitments.
He's yet to see a game in person because of work, but he should know this.
And when you hear the ball, block them in this.
While Christian's still learning the finer points of football, she's already grasped the basics. Play with your head and lead with your heart.
Here we go.
Telling the story of Skip Roderick. Don't always believe what you read on the internet.
Well done, Jeff.
Separating fact.
My first career was a barber.
From fiction.
That didn't work.
Is necessary.
And so now everybody's trying to look like me.
When telling the story of Skip.
Well done. Great ball there, BB.
A once-in-a-generation soccer coach.
What makes Skip Skip? Is he a legend?
I'd like to think so. In his own mind, definitely.
Keeping things light.
Come on, let's go.
It's a key ingredient of Skip Roderick's success at Elizabethtown College.
Work on your D, right on curtain.
At 62, he recently hit 500.
500, of course, means that I've been here a long time.
500 victories, one of only a dozen college coaches ever to win that many.
Baseline.
All of it fact. But this can't be right.
You turned down lucrative offers to become a pro as a badminton player in Bangladesh?
Yes.
Yes, Skip's willing to play along now that he knows his biography on Wikipedia has been slightly embellished.
It's right here. It's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Little items about badminton and
bringing double pane glass to Ireland.
Honestly, I had no idea, but I'm sure the Irish are very thankful.
If it were true.
I can only assume it's been some players just growing the legend of Skip Roderick.
Fair enough, now that you know. Good.
Not that the legend needs any help.
I take every game as it comes. I never even look at the future.
Spoken like a true coach.
Yeah, true coach.
And that's a fact.
But you've never been to Bangladesh?
No, I can't even spell Bangladesh.
and who knows, tomorrow we may see on his page that he was, Mr. Universe in 1979. You never know.